spreadsheets. So, okay,
Mhm.
here we go. I think we're going live. Not yet, maybe. Hold
I
on.
will hide my face behind this mug.
Okay, we're live now. Hi, everyone. Hello. We are live now. Hello, everybody. It's so funny because when we're getting on here, we really can't tell when. Yvonne, you're the war pig, the mean. You know that song, War Pigs? Do you know
This
about
is
that?
my own mug. I made it by myself.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious and great. That's a big cup, isn't it?
Not that much. It just has very thick sides.
Yeah,
So the capacity is about 400 milliliters.
which I don't know what that is. Hi, Love Witch. Hi, Adrija. Hello, everyone. We are going to do Tarot for Kindness today. I didn't really get a chance to promote it, so I hope people show up. Carrie's here, Adrija's here, Elia's here. Hello, everyone. It's great to see you.
Good morning.
What we're doing, and this is my friend Yvonne, who is in Kiev, and I'm in Los Angeles. It's 5 a.m. in the morning there in Ukraine. It's 7 p.m. here. What we do is called Tarot for Kindness. I do tarot readings. They're $10 per card. And then, so you can get a 1 card reading, 2 cards, 3 cards, 10 cards, whatever you want. All 100% of the money that you pay goes to help Ukrainians, help seniors in Ukraine who are having trouble getting food. I'm sorry, my brain is fried today. I'm so exhausted. So that's why I'm like, can't think too well. So Yvonne purchases groceries. $40 buys about 2 weeks of groceries for a senior who is struggling. And he likes to visit the seniors once a month to bring them 2 weeks worth of groceries to help sustain them when they have to make choices, very difficult choices. There's a lot of food insecurity in Ukraine for sure, and people not having enough money for food and their other basic needs like medicine, roof over their head, heat, and so on. So to have this beautiful angel Yvonne go around to visit these seniors, some of whom can't even get out of the house, are handicapped, disabled, and can't get out of the house. So this is an amazing, wonderful, I think just a pure love expression is what you're doing, and giving, taking care of almost 200 seniors, almost 200 elders in Kiev and also in Zaporizhia. And while this war and this invasion is going on top of everything else, this is just like a wonderful blessing for these seniors who are struggling just to have food on the table. You can purchase your reading. I have to get my phone. I'm so disorganized right now. You can purchase, there it is, and my phone's here. You can purchase your reading on Venmo, PayPal, or Zelle. The Love Witch, the wonderful Love Witch is here, and Love Witch is taking care of the chat and also putting in those the information about where you can donate. You don't have to have a reading to donate. You can donate directly to Yvonne if you would like to. And everybody who, of course, who donates, whether you donate by getting a reading or even if you're just here watching, please follow Yvonne on Facebook, because he posts about the seniors every single day. He posts about the seniors that he has helped. And so it's an amazing, wonderful, amazing service that he does. And we're so proud. I'm so proud of all of you for helping and doing this. It's making a huge difference, right? It's really making a big difference because you're getting that once a week chunk of money, which is great, you know, and it's all because of you guys. You guys are amazing. So if you make a donation, make sure to put something in the chat. Oh, you can also donate by clicking on the little $ below the chat, and that also allows you to make that donation. That one is probably the least preferable one because they take 30% away YouTube does. But if you can't get into PayPal or you can't get into Venmo or any of these other things, that is definitely an option. Hi, John Paul. Hello, Amiral. Hello, how are you? It's great to see everyone here. So we're going to get started. I'll be using the Silver Acorn Tarot today. I also wanted to make a quick announcement, and I'll announce it again. There's a new thing. This is why I'm so tired, because I've been working really hard. There's a new thing that we're going to be doing starting now, actually, but we have some great things coming up over the next few weeks. We have now a way you can join what I'm calling the coven. Do you know what a coven is? Do you know that word, Yvonne? Coven?
No. No.
It means a gathering of witches. A group of witches is a coven, right? That's the name for a group of witches. So we have something called the coven, and it's a group of, you can be doing magic with me. Doesn't that sound fun? You do magic with me, wouldn't you, Yvonne? You would.
I think we do magic every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday night we do magic. So in the coven, there are different levels. It's a Patreon. So if you go to patreon.com/madamepamita, there's different levels that you can join, from just basic support, and you get some advanced Q&As. You get to see the whole Q&A, not just chopped up. You can actually watch the replay of the Q&A in its entirety. That's the basic level. That's basic witch, but we also have good witch, wicked witch, supreme witch, and VIP witch. So we have all different levels that you can join. Everything, and the perks are really, really good. Everything from, we have a group candle service where I do one service, but I invite everyone in the coven to join together, and we have a candle representing each of you. We also have tarot card pulls where I pull one card for your month to see what your month is going to be like, and everybody does that live. We also have the, and that's at the Tarot Salon. We also have something called the Spirit Speakeasy, which is a private Q&A where you get to turn on your mic, and I answer questions in a very intimate format. That happens on the first Sunday of the month before the workshop. So that's going to be happening. And we even have things like, you can get a free workshop, you can get a free on-demand workshop of your choice each month. You also can get of the highest level, you can get a 30-minute reading with me every month, a 30-minute session with me every month. So there's a lot of really great perks in there, and they're really fun. So I encourage you to check it out. Maybe the Love Witch will go there. Love Witch put it in the chat, the Join My Coven, and there's the link to it. I would encourage you to check it out and check out all the perks. I tried to make the perks really, really good, because I don't like a Patreon where you're going, well, I'm paying, $20, $30, $40 a month, but I'm only really getting like $10 worth of stuff. I wanted you guys to get a lot of good stuff. So we've got so many good things in there. So I think you're really going to love it when you check it out. I have a feeling, Adrija, this would be a good thing for you, especially at that level where you get the reading. Oh, it was so good seeing you too, John Paul. I was in Denver, and I got to see my wonderful client and friend, because you clients, you're all my friends. All of you clients become my friends, I think, and if I travel out of town and I travel to the place that you are, I love meeting with you and seeing you. And so I was at this event that was, oh, by the way, I didn't share my really good news from this last weekend. My book, Baba Yaga's Book of Witchcraft, won a silver medal. Yvonne, it's pretty good.
That's excellent. That's excellent. I am proud that I was able to vote for it.
Oh, thank you.
This contest.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. So anyway, so I think this is going to be, the coven is going to be a lot of fun. That's what I wanted to get back to. You guys are all my friends, and I'm so glad when I can travel around and meet with you. And since I wasn't doing any classes or workshops, we were able to just get together. John Paul and I were able to get together and have a dinner together. So we had a nice time. Oh my gosh, Ruxandra says, I want to give a shout out to your yellow house candle. I'm selling my house and did the candle 2 weeks ago. It worked like magic. Excellent.
Congratulations. This is what I was about to talk about, Ruxandra, last time, because I knew this, but I decided to keep this in secret, before the house will be sold.
Yeah, she said, I got it sold way over asking price super quick. I love
Excellent.
it. I love it. That's amazing. I mean, this is why I do magic. I wouldn't do it if it didn't work. I'm not a person that does things that don't work. That's for sure. I really am about efficiency. I'm about making sure you're working with something, and magic works. Magic works. So that's why I've been doing it for 50 years. I've been doing magic, maybe 45 years. So anyway, okay, so if you guys want to have a reading, if anybody wants to have a reading, oh, thank you, John Paul. John Paul said, congratulations, so proud of you on your award for your book on Baba Yaga. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. It was really lovely. I got a certificate and I got to hang out with a bunch of wonderful authors and the publishers and had a great time. It was really lovely. And Denver's such a pretty city. It's such a beautiful area. So if anybody wants a reading, you can go ahead and go into Venmo or PayPal. Just let us know where you paid so we can make sure that we can spot it. I think Adrija, Adrija is smart. She usually goes in earlier in the day. Oh, yep, she did. Goes in earlier in the day and then puts her thing in so she gets to go first, because I know you're on the East Coast, Adrija, and it's late for you. So okay, so Adrija has a 5-card reading. Thank you, Adrija, so much. Adrija's following Yvonne. Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, I'm sorry for my scary face. Adrija, this is not because of you. You know this. This is because I'm eating a lemon. And we had a wonderful conversation with Adrija immediately after our last stream a week ago.
Oh,
Adrija,
wonderful.
hello.
Yes. It's wonderful. Yvonne, did you talk over Facebook or Instagram?
In
Facebook?
Messenger.
In Messenger.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yvonne takes the time to talk to and call and converse with the people who donate if you want to have a conversation. And I think it's lovely. It's how we became friends, because you reached out to me and no one ever calls me and I don't ever really accept phone calls, but I was like, oh, I wonder what this is about. And I'm so glad, because that's how we became friends, Yvonne, is through you reaching out and calling and being so bold
I'm
to do
a
that,
really good person. It's not a problem for me to call.
Yeah. And
Anytime, you're not nice.
Yeah. And I think it's really, it builds the relationships, you know what I mean? Like with everybody that donates, you feel like Yvonne and you know what he's doing. He'll answer any questions that you have. He'll share with you what's going on, not only what's going on in Kyiv, but what's going on with the seniors and, just basically his life, too. So I think it's really important, so important. Like one of the things that I say is that we can't be there. We can't put on, a uniform and go fight, but we can hold your hand while you're experiencing this horrific stuff that you're experiencing, and to let you know that we see you, we hear you, we see you, we support you. And I think, just like when someone's in a pain in a hospital, when you can when someone's holding their hand and somebody's there, you don't feel quite so bad, it can help make you not feel alone or not feel as bad as you could if you weren't.
Or just speak or just read a book, just to show some attention. Of course, this is very important.
Yeah. My hashtag that I do is do one thing for Ukraine every day. And you can do one thing for Ukraine every day. You can. It can be following an account that's a Ukrainian account. It can be talking to Yvonne. It could be putting I support Ukraine sticker on your car, or listening to Ukrainian music, or learning about Ukrainian culture. So you don't have to do a big dramatic thing every day to help support Ukraine. You can actually do small things, but those small things add up. Every small thing that you do, if everybody did a small thing, that's how we get momentum, right? If everybody does a small thing, then we can really
involve your friends into our activity. This is a great help. We need it especially now, because the news, and Ukraine is under very powerful attack attacks during the last 2 or 3 days. We had many dead people, many wounded, and the Russian defense is very strong. It's very hard to break through. So the spirit in our army is very good right now, but it can change. In a couple of weeks if we don't have any significant results, because this is the human psychology. If we do something, and we don't have result, we become disappointed.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So, thank you so much. To see you and glad you're getting sleep. And Adrija said, I donated. All right, let's do a reading for Adrija. Let's get started with some tarot. And then after Adrija's reading, we'll look at our spotlight senior in Ukraine, who is one of the people that you're helping to buy food for. And this is like such an important thing. All right, so Adrija has a 5-card reading. The question is, I feel like I've given up on dating, even though I like someone. I don't have any more energy to talk or go out. I feel light in a way. I can sleep peacefully. I want to know if I meant, it went away. I meant to give up on love. Am I on the right direction? Okay, let's see. Let's see what we see around that. All right. So we're doing Tarot for Kindness, which is tarot card readings, $10 per card. 100% of the money that you donate goes to help feed seniors in Ukraine who are suffering. So this is really important. This is like good karma. It's also, it should make your heart feel happy that you're helping. This is such a wonderful thing, really wonderful thing. All right. So let's take a look, Adrija. Okay. Okay. Not meant to give up at all, actually. It's a very interesting reading. Okay, deck that I'm using is the Silver Acorn Tarot. As I mentioned earlier, this is the deck that Stephanie Buscema has created, but I wrote the book that goes along with it. Judica Illes did the introduction to the book. It's a really gorgeous deck. You'll see the cards are really, really beautiful. So the first card, Adrija, that comes up is the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is a card about learning and wisdom. So it may be what I think, if you don't have the energy to talk or do any of that, honor that feeling for now. It's not that this is going to be the permanent state of things or how it's going to be forever. And in fact, I see that what will help you to get to that love is being kind of open and relaxed about it. But the Hierophant is about learning. And I have a suggestion for you. There is a great book. I think I had a copy, but I don't know if I still have a copy. It's called Calling in the One. Calling in the One is the name of the book. And it is about, it's kind of spiritual book, but also about attracting that perfect relationship into your life. It's not about magic, although magician shows up in your reading, so magic will be good for this, and we'll talk about how. But it's about more like manifesting your true love. Wonderful spiritual book, and it's like a kind of a workbook that will help you get to bringing in that love. So because the Hierophant shows up in here, the Hierophant really says to you that to do some learning about what would bring in that relationship that you want. If you feel so inclined, you don't have to do it right now. If you're really burnt out and you don't have any energy, don't do anything for right now. But at some point, this is going to come into play. And the Hierophant is about learning spiritual wisdom and learning something that can help with the situation. And I think that could be very, very helpful, is this book, Calling in the One. And okay, so that's the first thing is the Hierophant. There's something spiritual in this that can be very helpful for you. Second card is the Four of Pentacles. And Four of Pentacles is, I think, you say you're like you're kind of burnt out on talking to people and doing all of that, and you want to take a break from it. I also see that this is kind of a regrouping energy. Four of Pentacles is holding on, like this little carrot guy is holding on to his gold coins very tightly. And yet there's no threat around him. Why is he holding on so tight? So I have a feeling that there's something it's like he's holding that gold coin even over his heart, that gold disc. And so I feel like there's this energy about relationship and love where you're feeling a little closed, or you're feeling a little maybe insecure about all that has happened to you. And so you're a little closed down. Sometimes when I see this card show up, I kind of get an energy like a turtle, like how a turtle will pull its head and its legs into a shell. It feels, that card, Four of Pentacles, always feels a little bit like that, like you're just need to hang out or hunker down, or kind of keep your energy to yourself. And with that kind of energy, I think it's good for you to just focus on yourself for now and do some learning and studying about the spiritual aspects of bringing in a relationship. When you've regrouped, and I do get a sense that after a little break from doing this, you are going to feel energized, and you are going to, and especially if you read that book I suggested, you are going to feel energized, and you are going to feel ready to get out there and try and find this wonderful relationship. And when that time comes, the Magician card shows up. Magician card has so many things that I would say are so helpful. First of all, it's a reminder that you have all the resources that you need to invite this relationship into your life. And certainly when we see Magician card, that means that your energy of like putting out some magic out there to bring this relationship in is going to be very effective. Now, one of the things that I get from this and this, which we have the Magician card and the Hierophant. Magician card is about manifestation. And then what I was talking about earlier is that learning about how to manifest. And so learning how to manifest your perfect relationship, and that book that I mentioned would be a great one for doing that, will help you in that magician aspect. Look what the magician is doing. You can kind of see it. He's got one wing up. He's an owl. He's got one wing up and one wing pointing down. So one's pointing down and one's pointing up. That gesture of going like this looks like a disco Saturday Night Fever, right? But what that gesture symbolizes is this. There's an old magical principle. As above, so below. As above, so below means that if you can visualize it, if you can dream it, if you can imagine it, that's as above, so below. I can bring it into reality. This is a really important principle in law of attraction. It's a really important principle in magic. And it's a huge part of magic, which is if you can't believe or imagine something, then how are you going to get it, right? If you, like, for example, if there's a person who doesn't believe that they could get go to college, let's say. I like to use that example because sometimes there's, in different environments, different families and so on. If your family, no one has ever gone to college and they don't encourage you to go to college, then what it would take an exceptional amount of motivation for you to believe that you can go to college and get a degree. You don't have any role models around you and nobody's encouraging you. If you say, I don't think I could ever get a degree, you probably won't get a degree, right? You're not imagining that to be. So how, if you're imagining I can't get a degree, are you going to apply to a university? No, you're not even going to try. But if you believe and you have the idea and you want it, you will do that and you will manifest that degree. So the same thing is true of any aspect of our life. If you look at everything around you, the couch that you're sitting on, the pillow on the couch, the pictures on the wall, the clothes that you're wearing, the earbuds that you're using, these all were once one person's idea. One person or a group of people, but somebody came up with the idea. Maybe the group helped to make it or bring it into being. But without an idea, nothing gets created. Everything that is created first comes from the idea and the belief that you can do it. And that is true of everything that is around you. Unless it's nature and nature created it, which you could say that's another kind of consciousness. If it's human, made by humans, somebody had an idea. So the magician card represents that concept of as below, as above, so below. If I can dream it, if I can vision it, if I can believe in it, if I can imagine it, I can create it in this world. So I think that's a really important thing for you, Adrija, in this question of, if I want to have a partner, if I want to be in a relationship, I really have to regroup. I have to learn some more about manifestation. And then I have to get into my magic and start to envision it and start to then bring it into reality using those techniques of magic and manifestation. So really important. Do you have anything you want to say, Yvonne, before I go to the next card? I feel like you want to say something.
Maybe yes. I liked what you said because this is very clear for me too. If you don't see the goal, your goal, if you don't visualize it, you cannot focus on it. This is obvious.
Yeah, I mean, whether it's a cross stitch pattern, because Yvonne makes cross stitch patterns and sells them on Etsy, by the way. If it's a cross stitch pattern, first you had to have the idea of the cross stitch pattern. Then you make the pattern, then you bring it out into Etsy and you sell it, right? Mm-hmm. But without an idea, with no idea, you're not going to make anything. You're not going to make anything. So,
by the way, I think in 2 weeks there will be a new song from me, which will be recorded, in absolutely new technical level. So there will be drums, strings, piano here, a lot of new stuff, a new software. I am learning it now. So get prepared.
That's wonderful. Yvonne is a musician and also a poet and writes in English and in Russian, right? You write your poetry in Russian and English, and can and puts those songs that he has created up on his YouTube channel, which I think love what you can put that. If you didn't put it up already, you can do that. It's at silentshelters.com. You can, or at silentsheltersno.com. Oh my gosh. I am so tired today, Yvonne. My brain is not working. I'm telling you.
No worries. I'm here along with the love witch to help you.
Thank you. Thank you. It takes a village, right? To raise a child and to get my brain in gear. So as I see what happens after that magic, then I see this wonderful seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles energy is growth. It's beautiful growth. I think that this relationship is going to grow, and it's going to be kind of a slow growth on that relationship. I think you'll take it slower on the relationships, and you'll get to know someone before you bring that relationship in, and the relationship will grow and grow. Now, one of the things about Pentacles energy, it's representative of the element of earth. And that means that there's a lot of grounding in this. There's a lot of abundance in this relationship, and there's a lot of growth in this relationship. So I see the relationship growing stronger and stronger, and I see that relationship becoming something that is fruitful, that is brings you lots of pleasure and lots of joy. I mean, this is like there's fruit. The fruits of your labor are these beautiful gold, earthy pentacles. So when I see that, I think of this relationship growing and growing stronger and stronger and better and really producing what it is that you're wanting. I think lastly, our fifth card is the Fool card. And this is a card that represents being very open and trusting of the process of something. So we've got in our major arcana cards in here, we've got some very interesting ones that almost give you a clear path. So if we look at like the Fool card, for example, if we look at that last message for you, Adrija, the message is this: trust in the process, trust that you're going to bring in that love. I think that's like almost, this really is our reading here. Learn about manifestation, do your manifesting work and your magical work, and then trust in your work. That is, in a nutshell, how you do magic right there. Those three cards. You learn how to do magic, you do the magic, and then you trust in your magic. This is the part where people kind of get, I think they can do a spell, but then they don't trust their spell. That's okay. Your spell will keep the energy going. But if you want to really feed energy to your spell work or to your magic, you have to really believe in your magic. There's no point in doing it if you don't believe it. If you don't believe you're going to go to college, you're not going to go to college. If you don't believe your magic is going to work and you consistently don't believe it's going to work, it's going to be very difficult for your magic to manifest anything. So the Fool card is about being in perfect trust, trusting divine energy. We have this beautiful sun. The cat is like walking along with his little pumpkin buddy bouncing beside him, and he's walking along and he's trusting that all is well. Even though there's a little cliff there, he is fine, and he is going to be warned, and he's going to, or that cliff could be 2 feet high. We don't even know. But the point of it is this: he is open. If you think about the energy of the Fool card, the Fool card energy is openness, trust in divine providence. We talked about this card before. Remember, I mentioned that friend Ugo that was in the airport, and he just went to the airport and then he went to all over the world because he trusted that his great spirit, God, whatever you want to call that spirit, would guide him where he needed to go. And by being open and trusting, the best things happened. The best things happened to him. So I think this is true for all of us. The more we can lean into that trust on our intention, and not be looking at our watch and saying, are we there yet? Are we there yet? The more you can have amazing things happen. Can I share just one tiny example of this? Really quick example of what I'm talking about with this. I put very strong intentions into things and then I let them go. So I might do spell work, or I might be really focused on something. And let me tell you something. I can't talk too much about the details of it, but maybe 5 years ago, I put an intention out for some door that I wanted to open for me, a special door that I wanted to open for me, right? And then I just let it go. I forgot about it. I didn't think about it, didn't worry about it, didn't do any spell work about it. I just wanted this particular opportunity to open for me. 5 years later, this opportunity is opening for me like a doorman is opening a door for me. So what that tells you is that not every spell takes 5 years. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that energy of like, I want this thing and I'm not going to get in my own way. I'm just going to put it out there and see what happens. See what happens. Another example of a kind of thing like this is I put out the intention, I want to write an article for the New York Times about magic, something about magic. That hasn't come true yet, but I don't doubt it. I just put it out there and like, hey, one day it might happen, right? One day it might happen. I'm not stopping it from happening. I'm not forcing it to happen. I'm just allowing it to happen. And I think that energy, when it comes to relationship, is some of the best energy that we can bring to when we're looking for someone. It's just to put our intention out there and then be open, relaxed, let it happen organically. And that's when we get the best outcomes. That's when the perfect person comes into our life, the perfect opportunity comes into our life, the perfect thing that we put out there. It's happened to me many, 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 many times in my life that I put something out there and then it's taken a little while, but then it comes, not because I'm constantly thinking about it, because I kind of put it on the back burner and let it go. And then when you let it go, but you trust it, and you're like, okay, when it happens, it happens. That's when the magic happens, right? Has that ever happened to you, Ivan, where you had an idea for something and then
yes,
nothing
of course,
happens?
it's very harmful to stick yourself to anything, because if you want something too hard, most likely it wouldn't happen.
Yeah. So this is an interesting thing Adrija says. Happens to me when I put intentions in my career. It happened with my book, but never in love. So what is the difference between career and your book? By the way, Adrija is a fiction writer. She's writing fiction, and she's got some good things cooking for her fiction writing. But anyway, so there's something about it where you have a detachment about it. You may want the result, but there's a saying that happens in magic about a lust for results. A lust is having like a strong, passionate desire to get a result. When we get into that lust for results, we also go, are we there yet? Why isn't it happening? Where's my stuff? Why am I not getting it? And that's when we pull back from it. So there's something, and this could be a wonderful reflection for you, Adrija. There's something that you're doing that when you do the work and career and the writing stuff, you have a certain kind of detachment. And that's what you want to bring to relationship, is to have that Fool card energy of just being open and trusting that it's going to happen. And that's it. That's all you have to do. So learn about it. Then when you're ready, do your magic, and then trust in the result. Just allow. Don't try and force something. That's a lust for results. So yeah, amazing. Amazing. Okay, so we have some comments here I want to share. Let's see if there's any back in the beginning that I missed. Adrija, Carrie, oh, Carrie, your cute little wavy, happy face. Elia saying hello. Roxandra saying hello. John Paulson, hello to Aunt Pam and Yvonne. Adrija says thank you. So, okay, and we talked about Roxandra's amazing results with her house candle. I know, it's like magic works, you guys. Okay, yes, Ruxandra says, haha, Yvonne, I knew that's what you were referring to. All right, so let's see. Lots of congratulations. Cynthia G says, hello, everyone. Cynthia R says, that's so exciting. Music, about your music, Yvonne. Your music is great and healing. Can't wait to hear or see your presentation. Cynthia R, I got to tell you something. When I was in Denver, I had a guy from Togo, which is near Ghana, right? Because Cynthia does stuff in Ghana. And we were listening to music from West Africa. It was really fun in the Uber ride that I took. It was lovely. It was wonderful to meet someone from West Africa. Rosie's Fairy says, I'm currently healing some wounds, but focusing on manifesting a sexual partner. Okay, so if you want a reading about that, you can make a donation, $10 per card for the donation. So it could be $10, $20. Cynthia G just put in 20. Thank you, Cynthia. Cynthia G is 20. Okay, so 2 cards. All right. And also check out what the Love Witch has posted, my big news about the coven. If you want to join my coven and do some fun magic with me, we got lots of opportunities for you. Cynthia R says, thanks, madam, for recapping on the issue of trusting on our intentions and letting go. Done so many spells and small results in some aspects, but certainly need to keep that patience. Yeah, I think it's really interesting. We can see those small results as sometimes people get very stuck and they go, well, I only got a little result. Maybe that little result is a stepping stone to your bigger result. So bless that little result and keep the energy flowing and going positively. And that's when you're going to get bigger and bigger results for sure. Togo, yes, indeed. How fun. Yeah, we listened to some great music. It was a lot of fun. I said, wow, this is great. I love world music from all different countries. There's always amazing things that you can discover. I said, what's the music like? He says, oh, it's really good. And it was really great. And so he played some cool music from Togo and other countries in West Africa. And I mentioned you, Cynthia, not by name, but I said, I know someone who's doing some music in Ghana and working on music in Ghana and so on. So he was like, oh, that's really cool. So we had a great conversation. Okay, so all right, so let's see. Cynthia G, you made a donation. Oh, do you want to first check before Cynthia? Do you mind if I had promised that we were going to see our senior of the week, and you were going to tell your
Maybe
story, and then we'll do your reading. Or what do you think?
I can show the senior of the week when we have a pause between. So
Okay.
if we don't have a donation in like next
Okay.
10 minutes, I can
Okay,
show.
great. Okay, so then we'll do Cynthia's. So Cynthia did it on PayPal, so I got to jump over onto PayPal. For those of you that are just joining us here, we are doing Tarot for Kindness, and that is when me, Madame Pamita, and my friend Ivan Subotin in Kiev get together and we raise money. 100% of what you donate goes to feed seniors in Ukraine. These are seniors, some of whom can't get out of the house, are disabled, certainly are retired and on very small pensions, and they have to sometimes make some very hard decisions like, do I eat or do I get my medicine? Do I eat or do I have heat? And we don't want anybody to have to experience that. So that's what we're doing is we're raising money. $40 buys $40. I'm sorry, I gotta type and talk at the same time. $40 buys about 2 weeks of basic groceries in Ukraine. And so Yvonne, for every $40, approximately, some of them you help buy their medicine or maybe they need something else and you help them out in some other way, but approximately $40 is what will go to each senior. So every time, Adrija, you bought food for 1.25 seniors today. Cynthia, you bought half a senior. Food for half a senior, 1 week of food for a senior. So we're happy to get anything at all. We're always happy for your donations. And I want to remind you that you can make a donation directly to Yvonne as well through PayPal. That's another way you can do that. So, all righty. So Cynthia, thank you so much. I see it over here. Okay, thank you. All right, did you put your question in there? Go ahead and put your question in the chat, Cynthia, and then I'll see it there. All right, so let's see. Okay, so Cynthia, yes, thank you so much. Thank you. Just go ahead and type in your question when you get around to it, and we'll get started. I don't think you put your question in. Let's see. Oh, Cynthia G says, I just wanted to first say thank you. You're such a wonderful, intuitive reader. Thank you for always giving a clear message. Oh, you're so sweet. I think, did you put I don't think you put your question in. So get your question in when you get a minute. Type it into the chat here. Why don't we put, while she's putting that question in, we can talk about your senior. Should I just,
Of course.
oh no, wait, she got it. Hold on.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay, Cynthia G, my question is, do you see anything about my magical path? It has been hard at times to practice, but the desire and love for practice is definitely always with me. Oh, great. Okay. All right. All right, let's see. Thank you, Cynthia, for donating. This is really helpful. Okay. Oh, very interesting. Oh, this is fascinating. Fascinating. All right. So here's the thing that I'm seeing here. We've got two cards. We've got Eight of Swords and Page of Swords. Let's talk about Eight of Swords. Now, this card, as it comes up, sometimes people get very nervous about this card. We've got a blindfold, this little rooster, he's tied up, there's swords all around, and it looks a little like not a nice scene, right? But let me talk to you about this. Let me talk to you about this image. Actually, when this card comes up, I'm always a little bit excited because it means that there's something that you are creating for yourself that is keeping in your mind, is keeping yourself small in your magic, keeping yourself small. This rooster feels like he's trapped, but is he really trapped? I mean, all he has to do is sort of move his wings, wiggle around, and this little ribbon would fall off of him. It's not even tight around him. If he would take off that blindfold, he would see that there's swords on his left and his right, but they're not all the way around him. He's not trapped. And there's just a little puddle at his feet. So this card represents the idea, because remember the swords, the swords suit represents the thoughts, ideas, and communication, right? Element of air. So this is your ideas and your thoughts limiting you. This is your thoughts, ideas, and belief keeping you small. You know, there's a saying that if we knew how powerful we really are, it would blow our minds. We keep ourselves more, and I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about everyone. We keep ourselves small in our minds. We create cages in our minds for ourselves. Do you know what I'm talking about, Ivan?
Yeah, of course. I try not to create cages because this is bad. We should be more flexible, of course,
Right?
in our imagination, in our universe that we create inside our brain.
Yeah. I will say this, real blocks do exist. It's not that there are no blocks ever. There are real blocks. They exist. However, 90% or maybe even more of the blocks that we perceive are actually ones that we are creating for ourselves. Let me give you an example that has nothing to do with magic, but it will help you to understand, Cynthia. If we are saying, for example, I need to find a job, but unemployment is very high right now, so I'm not going to be able to get a job. We have just created a cage for ourselves. Do you know why? Because even in a time of unemployment, jobs are available, people get promotions, people get hired. It doesn't mean that the unemployment is a lie, but it doesn't apply 100% across the board. It's a general thing that we're seeing in the world, right? That unemployment is high or whatever, or it's difficult to do whatever, right? But we start to believe that what we see in the collective is our story too. So what we can do is this. We can say, I see that out there, but that's not my story. But that's not my story. Do you get what I'm saying here? It's like if we can, going back to that magician card that we were talking about with the Drija earlier, if we can dream it, we can create it. So where is your top limit of what you can envision for yourself? Are you thinking too small? I can only go this high because I can't go higher than that because nobody has ever gone higher than that. Well, if that were the case, nothing would ever change. We'd always be in the same place, because think about this. Up until the early 20th century, nobody had run faster than a 4-minute mile. Now, I don't know if that makes any sense to you because you have kilometers, but about 2 kilometers, running about 2 kilometers in 4 minutes, right? Mm-hmm. There was a thing that people believed that was, you could not break that barrier. You could not go lower than 4 minutes and run a mile in less than 4 minutes. And for decades, nobody ran faster than 4 minutes in a mile. That was the fastest people, the Olympics, the Olympic athletes and so on. Nobody believed that they could run faster than a 4-minute mile. But then what happened? A guy did. I don't know who it was, but I'm not a sporty person, so I don't know all the names of the sports people. But somebody broke the 4-minute mile and ran it in 3 minutes and 59 seconds or 3 minutes and 58 seconds, something like that. Once that person broke the 4-minute mile, guess what happened? What do you think happened, Ivan?
I think that immediately there appeared a lot of another persons who improved his record.
Exactly. Once that 4-minute mile was broken, that record was broken, everybody started doing it. Do you know why? because now they could see it was possible. They knew that it was possible for them. But there had to be one guy, the first guy, who said, it's possible for me, even though I don't see anyone else doing it. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's what Eight of Swords is all about. Eight of Swords is about you're keeping yourself smaller and making small things that are keeping you small. Not saying that you're small, but you say, well, it's not possible for me. Why isn't it possible for you? Anything. It's totally possible for you. You have to be focused on it. You might have to work at whatever it is. And I do think that actual material world action always goes along well with magic, right? We get offered an opportunity. We do have to step through the door. It's not, something falling out of the sky and hitting us. If we want a better job, we have to do the magic or the intention or the visualization of the better job and then go out and look for a job, right? That part has to happen as well to support it and keeping our energy high and keeping open. That's it. So for your magic, my magical path, it's been hard at times to practice, but the desire and love for practice is definitely always with me. So I would say the work that needs to be done is actually the mental work around magic, not learning a new technique, not taking on, I'm going to learn this, that, or the other. I'm going to try something new, but to actually get into expansive mindset. Whatever you can dream, if you can dream it, you can achieve it. And we see this over and over and over again. It's really important that we check ourselves when we are thinking, small. I can only go here. I can only do this. I can only do that. I can only achieve this. If you're keeping yourself small, you'll get small results. I mean, that's it. But if you can push outside of that or remember, wait a minute, do I want something beyond what I'm allowing myself? Let me see those bars, because to get out of this, you have to take off the blindfold. And to take off the blindfold means to see and recognize where your own limitations are. To see your own limitations. So Yvonne is a musician, right? I'm going to just use you as an example, Yvonne. So Yvonne might say, well, I'm older than 20. It's too late for me to have a career as a musician. I should have started when I was young. That's limited thinking. And as a musician, you can get into the place of going, let's see what happens. Let's see if I, put this out there. And then who knows? Somebody could pick it up. It could become viral. Who knows what could happen? And miracles like this happen all the time.
Of course, I usually say in this. So this is the good example, because I usually say, come on, I'm only 39, and for example, Pink Floyd are over their 80s and they still have concerts.
Yeah.
So I have plenty of time.
And even, there's a story that is a fascinating story. I didn't see the film, so I don't know all the details, but there was a film called Looking for Sugar Man that was a documentary. It was a musician that they thought he was not famous. And they thought he died. They didn't know where he was, that he didn't exist anymore. And they found him. And they made this documentary and he became huge, and he was in his 60s. So he had that huge transformation happen in his 60s as a musician. And then he played some concerts, I think. I may have the facts a little off, but basically this is the basic idea. So the same thing is to say that at any time we have this preconceived notion of, to make it in the music industry, you have to be 20 years old, or you have to have this. And if you believe that, it's going to be hard for you to break out of that. But if you open up and trust and lean into your dream and don't worry about the conventional knowledge out there, that's when the magic happens. So amazing doors can open for you. And so with your magic, like with your magic, Cynthia, if you are feeling like I'm not producing a result, check to see if it's your belief that's holding you back. It may not be the magic that you're doing, but the thoughts that you're holding around your magic, to get out of the disbelief, to get out of this limitation. That's what I see here. Fresh new beginning, Page of Swords. I feel like once you break out, really break out, Page of Swords energy is very free, very fresh, very open, very willing. When we see pages, so page means not like a page in a book. This is like a young person in the court, right? This is a very young teenage person in the court that's helping in the court with the king and the queen and princes and princesses and all that. So the page is the young person. So it's young. And of the pages, there's four: Page of Wands, Swords, Wands, Cups, and Pentacles. The Page of Swords is the youngest, the freshest. Imagine a beautiful spring breeze blowing air and freshening up and getting rid of all the old stuffy, funky energy from winter, right? When the spring rolls in and the winds blow, it's like fresh, and there's fresh flower smells. It's a different energy, right? It's a fresh energy. And so what I think for you is, once you start to work on your mental magic, you're going to start to see your magic pop, and you are going to feel more enthusiastic, more fresh. It's going to be like a new magical practice doing that. That was a lot for 2 cards. We talked for 20 minutes about 2 cards. Oh my gosh. Well, you sure get your money was worth here. But it's a fascinating topic. That 8 of Swords energy is like that card is one of my favorite cards, because when it shows up, it's like, oh, you can think bigger. You can get out of your cage. It's a great card to see. John Paul, thank you so much. John Paul donated 20. Okay, so you're going to have a 2-card reading. Let's look at our senior spotlight senior. Let me get that up here. Hold on. And then you will tell us about our senior. I just have to get to it. Hold on here. Let's see, Instagram. It's on Instagram, and then I'll pull it up. Okay. In the messages, and then, okay. Oh, she's adorable. All right, let's see if I can download it, make this, there we go. Okay. All right. She's adorable. Okay, our picture's a little, oops, there we go. Okay. I don't know why the picture's kind of on the small side, but it will still work. Okay, let's get that picture up. Here we go. All right, here's our senior. Do you want to tell us about her, Yvonne?
Of course. I choose this granny for a couple of reasons. Her name is Maria, and yesterday it was her birthday. So she turned 94 years old. She is one of our oldest grannies. She's very sweet woman. So she was very extremely glad to see us, because, you know, we were very in time, because she ran out of food, and we brought some tasty things to celebrate her birthday. Yeah, she was extremely happy. And also I choose her because you know, we talk about work during our streams very often: spiritual work, physical work. So this is obvious, because if you want to achieve some result, you have to work on it. It won't, you know, go to you and knock on your door and say, just let me in. You have to go outside to seek for it, to invite the result inside your house. And this is why I choose Maria, because she is the live example of how people work and what should they do to achieve the result. So since she is 94, when the war began, she was 13 years old, and she began to work immediately. She began to work on a cloth factory. They produced, all the cloth for the soldiers. And by the end of the war, when she was 17, she became the head of production on this factory. So just imagine, 17 years old girl, a teenage girl. In our century, a girl can, study in school until 20 and literally don't produce anything. And Maria was a head of production, a foreman. This is amazing. We, of course, there were different times, but this is the great example of how to spend your energy right if you see the goal. Because I don't know anyone else who achieved similar results by the age of 17. I think you too. I think
Not
you too,
me.
because
I
this is
wasn't sure, for
amazing.
sure wasn't me at
And
17.
we like so much to help her, and maybe her active life position is the reason why she's still alive. She's 94, and she's not bedridden. She can walk. She still has energy. She's always so cheerful, so kind, so emotional. So, guys, just take an active life position. And if you see your goals, yeah, of course, Madam Pamita, right? She is right. You have to visualize your goals, first of all, but then you have to work on it, work on them. Yeah, something like this. So, this is the live example on your screens right now.
My gosh, so cute. And did she have any words of wisdom to share too? I know you've been collecting words of wisdom from these wonderful
Not this
seniors.
time, not this time. Today we will have an advice from another granny from Zaporizhia.
Ah, wonderful, wonderful. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for sharing, Maria, and happy birthday to Maria. Oh my gosh, cute, so cute. And what a
If
wonderful
if
thing
you
to be
if
able
you
to
want
bring.
if you want some words of wisdom from her, you have to look through my yesterday post, because of course she had an advice, but I posted it yesterday because we visited her yesterday.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, sweet. Oh, what a wonderful difference you're making by, showing up and when she has no food and bringing food so she can celebrate her birthday. I mean, this is something you're doing that is so special, Ivan. So,
her
so
advice
special.
uh, her advice was something like, we cannot always control what is happening around us, but we can always show our best in any circumstances. So, my friends, be the best. It was her advice.
Hmm. Yeah. I think that's very true. That is very true. It's like when we're starting to feel like very traumatized by what's happening in the world. I mean, this is real. And boy, for people in Ukraine, it's really real. Um, but you can bring it back to what you do have, what is close to you, and even to yourself, and look for those things that are positive, even in horrible circumstances, which can help you to give you energy to get through tough times. We can control our attitude, and we can control our what we choose to focus on too. It's hard when there's bombs going off to focus on anything else, but in these quiet, peaceful times, for you, Yvonne, it's like focusing on your beautiful wife, your beautiful son, these grannies and grandpas that you are helping, which is something very, very special. A lot of love
Yeah.
there.
Okay. Let's see. What is John Paul's question? It's
Okay,
very
let's
it's
take
very
a look.
interesting to know.
All right, let's get to that. Let me stop the share. Hold on. Stop share. There we go. All right, it's you and me now. Okay, so Love Witch reminds you guys before we get to John Paul, Love Witch is reminding everyone, don't forget to give this stream a thumbs up. Those thumbs up and the subscription and hitting the bell on these is really something that really helps the channel and helps other people find it. So make sure you subscribe to my channel here. Also, put your thumbs up on this recording, which you can put that little button, thumbs up button. You can also subscribe and put the little bell icon, and that will give you a notification when we go do a live so that you can know that it's happening and you can join us next time. Cynthia says, yes, that makes sense. And I do know I want to be doing more. I feel best when I'm practicing. I would eventually love to be able to work. I would be able to work for a living. I just have not put into action to put myself out there. Yeah. So, start to get dreamy about it. Could be a wonderful, wonderful way to start really bringing in those good outcomes. So it's wonderful. Thank you so much for your donation, Cynthia. All right, John Paul has two card reading. Thank you so much, John Paul. And the question is, will I receive any special signs from the universe that my special someone is getting closer to meeting me? Yes. All right, let's take a look at that. It's a good one. For those of you that are coming in here late, we have, this is Tarot for Kindness. It takes place every Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Mountain, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, and 5 a.m. Eastern European Time when poor Yvonne has to get up at 5 a.m. to join us here. You're very committed to helping. You could easily just say, oh, I have to sleep.
This week is very poor, contrary to the previous ones. So
you need
to work on the results.
Yes, we have to have a good result. All right, so let's look at John Paul's question. Yes, so if you would like to get a reading with me, 100% of your donation goes toward feeding seniors in Ukraine. Yvonne buys the groceries, delivers those groceries, and 100%, no administrative fees or big, CEOs of the company that are getting a big paycheck or anything like that. It's just your money. Yvonne buys the groceries with it, and that's what we're doing here. It's very grassroots. You just have a couple people helping, right? And there you go, helping over almost 200 seniors. I was going to say over, but almost 200 different seniors, and we try and hit them at least once a month. So that's a lot, it's a lot.
I hope there will be a time when you can say over than 200.
Yeah, I think that will come. It will come. See, don't even think a limitation. I don't think a limitation with this. I think we could help 1,000 seniors, but you're going to have to manage people, and I know you don't want to manage people. There's 1,000. All right. So if you'd like to make a donation, Love Witch has put in how you can do that, and you can go into Venmo, PayPal, or hit the button at the bottom with $sign on it, and you'll be able to make that donation, and we can do a reading for you live on YouTube. I can't even think what names of things are. And that's why my brain is so fried, because I've been working so hard all day. All right, John Paul, here we go. Listen to this. Oh, this is great. Okay. The special signs. Okay. The first card that you picked is 6 of Swords. 6 of Swords energy is about, look at this little boat. It's in rough water, but we have a ferryman who's pushing the boat to that island far away into smooth water. Look at that water in the distance. It's quite smooth. Here it's very rough, but there it's smoother. And so you're leaving the rough water behind and going into the smoother water to get to your destination, which is that beautiful love coming into your life. When I see 6 of Swords energy, a lot of times 6 of Swords says to me, is your boat tied to the dock? Is your boat tied to the dock? You're ready to go launch, you're ready to go bring something, but is your boat still tied back there, right? If your boat's still tied to the dock, you're going to sit in that rough water. You have to untie your boat from the dock to be able to go. You know what a dock is? You can imagine what it,
I can imagine.
figure
Yeah.
it out. Yeah, it's the place where you tie the boat down when you're at the shore,
Mhm.
right? So when I see this, and specifically for you, John Paul, is old attachments. Old attachments are preventing you from moving forward in love. So we need to release those attachments. We need to let them go. Now, how can you untie a boat from a dock? There's lots of ways. You could take a knife or a saw, you could cut that rope. And that's a legitimate way to get that rope off the dock, right? You could untie it more gently, untie it. But the point of it is this, is that old attachments are keeping you in rough water. The rough water is the emotional storm, the emotional upheaval and up and down. And so when we have a Six of Swords showing up, and with those swords, you could cut the tie. It's to release and let go of those old attachments that are keeping you in the rough water. The rough water could be so many things when it comes to relationship, emotional ups and downs, feeling all of that pain or all of that elation and pain and all of those up and down emotions that we feel. But when something is painful and we're still attached to it, we really do have to do the work to release it, to let go, to heal it, just to get some kind of relief. I'm going to recommend a book for you, John Paul. So I'm recommending books today. The book that you need is How to Heal. I don't remember the exact name of it. Heal your, it's not cutting cords, it's healing your cords. And I'm going to find out what it is. Hold on. It's Michelle Welch, and she did Magic of Connection. That is the book, Magic of Connection. Magic of Connection is a great book. And why I love it is it talks about these connections we have with other people. Everybody talks about cord cutting, and cord cutting has its place. That is for sure. Cord cutting meaning I'm severing my connection to someone else. But with that concept of cord cutting, oftentimes people cut cords right and left, and then they're left with no connections, right? Her book talks about healing the connection. That can be a very gentle way to untie that rope, untie that boat from the dock by healing that connection from the past. That could be one way of working this. Or you have to listen to yourself. Maybe it feels better to just to make a clean cut and a clean break and really allow yourself to heal and to move on. But I think that's one part of this whole process. So for you to get the signs, you're looking back in the past, you need to look forward to the future. You need to look forward to that smooth water, that beautiful relationship that wants to come. Then here's our other card, the Two of Wands, visionary card, right? So the Two of Wands, I'm going to show the Two of Wands in the traditional Rider-Waite because there's a whole part of it that doesn't show up in this one, but I think is important in the message for this. So let me find that in my Wiser Rider-Waite, which I love this deck as well. It's such a great deck. The Wiser Tarot. I got a lot of favorites. Here we go, almost there. Come on, Two of Wands, where are you? Isn't that the way when you're looking for something, it's always at the back? If I started the back, there it is. If I started the back, it would be at the front. All right. So I want to look at both of these cards. So this is the traditional Rider-Waite, the Wiser Tarot, and this is the Silver Acorn Tarot. The reason I wanted to show you this one is this little witch cat is important, but we're going to talk about this guy. He's dressed like Magellan or Columbus, an explorer, somebody who is going off to sail around the world or to go discover new lands, right? He's holding this globe in his hands and he's looking out over the water and making a plan. So what that says to me, and this one is a magical holding a crystal ball in his hands and looking out over the water, facing out toward the water. So what this card represents is having a passionate vision for what it is that you want. This guy did not explore the world or go around the world without having that passionate vision. He didn't know that, what would happen if he sailed around the world because no one had ever done it before, but he was going to go try it. And he had that vision and he had a plan and a map. So what I think for you, John Paul, in particular with all of this is that I say where you're going to get that result of bringing in that love into your life and where you will start to see the signs is if you let go of the past hurts and the past relationship and you look forward to the future. When you start looking forward to the future, when you start making a plan about your future, how I'm going to bring this relationship into my life, you will start seeing those signs. You will start feeling that energy coming. So that's the way to do it, to make a plan, take action with that. The wands also means action, right? Take action, trust your intuition on all of this. Look for those. And I think this card in particular is very good. Look for those synchronicities and those mystical signs that you will see so that you will know. But it's going to happen when you let go, when you're willing to really let go and go forward in your boat. Takes some courage to do that. It really does. But I feel like you're ready for it and you can do it. So, and that's when you're going to manifest something great. All right. So let's see. Cynthia says, I have seen results and I do try to let it manifest and do its work. Thank you so much. I really love and appreciate all of it. You're so welcome, Cynthia. Thank you so much for making your donation. I want to say thank you to Adrija. I want to say thank you to Cynthia. I want to say thank you to John Paul. You guys are all helping these amazing, wonderful, beautiful seniors in, I know John Paul works, he works helping seniors. I'm going to say what your job is, but you work helping seniors. And so you have a soft spot in your heart for seniors for sure. All right. So let's see. Is there anybody else? Nobody else yet? We'll give it another 15 minutes. If anybody wants to do a donation, I'm doing donations, $10 per card for tarot readings. And we'll give it another 15 minutes and then we'll see where we're at there. And no matter what, we've got $90 to send you, which is great so far. So we hope to get some more before we end up today. Last 15 minutes, get it in now so that we can get a reading for you guys. All right. So Yvonne, do you want a reading for free?
Me?
Yeah. Yes.
I don't have question.
You don't have a question?
Yeah.
None? Nothing in your life? What about your new music? Let's talk about your music with a tarot reading. What do you need to know about your new?
I don't need to know anything because I believe in myself. So I know that the result all just depends on me, and the only block I have here is free time, and
Yeah.
I cannot change it. I cannot remove it because almost all my time, dedicated to brain is to the work and to the family, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I am not able to do a good music.
Come on, let's do a tarot reading about your music. Let's just do it. I'll do 2 cards. All right. We'll just do it. Come on.
I think we have more essential questions. Okay, let's make a tarot reading about the future of our project.
Oh, of this?
This is more essential.
That's great. Okay. A couple comments. John Paul says, I did a release and restore spiritual bath on Saturday evening. I learned that the relationship of the past, they will be going off the grid in the spring. I feel like a huge weight has been lifted. I think that's really wonderful. See, that's the work to do to bring that in. Cynthia R says a pattern theme this episode: self-empowerment, letting go, and faith. Everything's speaking to me here. You're absolutely right, Cynthia. Have faith, have the vision. Cynthia has a big vision she's working on. Love Witch says, same here, Cynthia. Oh, Love Witch just says, I'm donating for a reading. Thank you, Love Witch. I see some notifications on Venmo. Okay, hold on. Probably one of them's you. Thank you. Thank you, Love Witch. Oh my gosh. Love Witch is doing a 1 card reading. Thank you so much. Let me jot that down. And then, but let's do our reading about our project. Oh, Cynthia, you gave a, oh, Cynthia, you did it. You did the 5 card reading. Oh, I'm so confused. Cynthia, I still have, oh, it just came in. It just came in. Oh, okay. Cynthia G and Cynthia R. Lots of Cynthias here. Okay, so Cynthia R, you have a 5 card reading. Okay, I'm super confused. I think I did a Cynthia G reading and Cynthia R reading. Okay. Ruxandra says, I want to thank you, Madam Pamita, because you're so genuine and the cause is so amazing. Your readings are so accurate. Your teachings and products are amazing. Yvonne, thank you for existing. People like you, Yvonne, are rare. So wonderful. Oh my gosh, Cynthia, let me do a reading. Okay, we'll do our reading last, Yvonne. Let me do the reading for Cynthia, and then I'll do the one
Yeah,
for the
sure.
Love Witch. I am so sorry, Cynthia R. Oh my
Because
gosh.
instead of thinking about the future of our project, let's just work on it right
Oh
now.
my gosh. Yes, we
So
will work
please
on it.
do your reading.
Okay, so Cynthia R, I'm going back in the chat. Okay, so Cynthia R says, the question is, I'm guessing, felt very heavy and stagnant this week. I feel a spiritual force. Is there a message for me? Okay. All right. So Cynthia R. Okay. I'm so sorry, Cynthia. Thank you for being patient. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Okay. We're going to look at yours and then we're going to do Love Witch and then we're going to do our reading if we want to at that point. All right. Cynthia R. Stagnant energy. How do we break out of feeling stagnant? What's causing this stagnancy? I think that's also part of the question too. What's causing this stagnancy? Do you know that word stagnant? Are you familiar with that word?
You mean the root word is stagnation?
Yeah, like something is very, something is very, it's not moving. The water is like, it's usually like water. We think of stagnant water as like water that isn't moving and it gets yucky and, oh, look at this. Look at this. Your 5th card is this Fool card. Open energy, happy, joyful, free, open, all of that. I love the Fool card. All right. So what I see, it's a lot to do with your heart, your emotions. Interesting. Your first card is the Knight of Cups. Cups are emotions, psychic ability, spirituality, love, dream work. I mean, this is what cups represent. They're representing the element of water, and they represent all of those energies, spirituality, inner wisdom, intuition, all of those things, and of course, emotions as well. Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is someone who is on a mission. Someone who's on a mission. Cynthia, you have a mission. I know you're working on a mission. You have a mission. So we have to get back to that mission. And it has to be a heart-centered mission. What are you hoping to accomplish? So one of the things, can I talk about, I hope I can talk about, I'll talk about it in very general terms. Cynthia is working on a project, on a musical project. Music, where does music affect us? It's not our head, not so much. It's not our body. I mean, there's a little effect on our body. We move and we feel the vibration, but where does music affect us the most? Yvonne, where does music affect us?
If it's good, it should affect soul.
Right? The spirit, the soul, and the heart, right? That's where we hear a song and we cry, or we hear a song and it makes us happy. Music affects our emotions. So Cynthia R is working on a music project. And Cynthia, your music project is important. You have to find the heart in it. If you get off track and you get too much into the money aspect of it or the logic of it, that's not where the energy needs to be. And it may take you off track. I think you have to get into the mission of the project that you are working on. the mission of it. So when I see Knight of Cups, sometimes the message is, which I do feel for you, the message is, what is your mission statement about your project that you're working on? A mission statement is something that companies do, but we can also have a personal mission statement. Our mission statement is expressing what we're doing and why we're doing it. So why are you doing this music project? If your answer is because I want to help this amazing musician to reach a wider audience, to go back to the land of his ancestors, because that's a really important and magical thing. And if it is also to bring this great music to new audience of people and to let them appreciate it, then that is also a mission. You're spreading love, you're spreading hope, you're spreading a positive message, you're spreading all of these good things when you're helping this musician. So I want you to get back to that, to the mission of this, the heart mission, the spiritual mission, the emotional mission, the thing that makes your heart sing. This is like, in King Arthur, the Knights of the Round Table, one of the quests, they had quests. Knights in medieval England had quests. They had to go do something very difficult. Get the dragon, rescue the fair maiden, do this, do that. But one of the quests that they had was to find the Holy Grail. And the Holy Grail was the cup that Jesus had at the Last Supper. This was a magical item. This was a very special and important item, especially in a Christian land, which was what King Arthur was in, right? This is that time. So you can imagine this amazing artifact that had power, that had, magic to it, and was very important and special to that community. That's what the knights were looking for, to find the Holy Grail. Again, they could dream it, they could do it. It's a big assignment, a big quest. But the quest came purely from the heart. And if you know the story of the Knights of the Round Table, all of the knights were looking for the Holy Grail, but only the knight who was pure of heart could find the Holy Grail. If a knight was doubting, if a knight was kind of so, he wasn't going to find the Holy Grail. Was no point in him looking. So I want you to get back into that pure mission, and writing a mission statement can really help you. So I'm going to give you a very easy assignment, maybe, Cynthia, which is to go find out about writing a mission statement. Go look online. I need to write a personal mission statement. There'll be lots of articles and telling you how to do it. But I think that's where you have to get back to get the vision of why you're doing this thing that you're doing, and to really get into the heart space and the emotion and the spirit of it. And then you will know you are the knight that is meant to do this assignment. Just like Ivan is the knight. You're a boyar though, right? A boyar?
Who?
Boyar. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know this word.
Kievan, I'm probably saying it wrong. Kievan Rus, the knights, the boyar. Boyar? Well, I can only spell it in English. I can't spell it in Cyrillic. Boyar. What did they call the knights in the guys who are going out and fighting in medieval times? What were the names of those guys? In Russian, are you?
Boyar.
Yeah.
Boyarin.
Boyarin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I was close. I was pretty close. Maybe it translates into English as boyar. Boyarin. Mm-hmm. So what's one? What's one called?
Actually, we have a lot of words that are close to what you described. We also have a litzer. A litzer in Ukrainian. This is the knight in English.
Ah, I didn't know that. Yeah, I knew about these stories that they tell, the stories of the knights, the stories of the boyarin, right? They have lots of stories about them, right?
Actually, boyarin is something closer to, to a minister. So
Oh, really?
it's a
Oh,
person who is so the king is the most important one. Then we have boyarins. Then we have someone lower. So actually, this is not the right word
it's
to
not the
explain.
knight. It's like a
Mhm.
nobility guy, a noble
Yeah,
guy. Oh,
yeah.
okay. So anyway, the knights. So for you, Cynthia, you are a knight, and your mission, you have to find your mission, and you have to be like brave like a knight and go in and do it. Okay, that's the first card. Second card. This can also feel lift this stagnant energy. Pure essence of love. Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups represents purity, the pure essence of water, of the emotions, of psychic ability, and of the heart. Cynthia, did I ever send you the heart healing meditation? If I did, that would be a good one for you because this is about getting into that place of pure love. Pure love. Be a love goddess. Spread love in the world. And I don't mean just romantic love, although that can be a part of it, but that's only one flavor. There's so many flavors of love. We're doing flavors of love here right now because I have such love for you guys, my wonderful clients and people, and I call you my family, really. You guys are my family. I love you guys. I love Yvonne, and we all love those adorable seniors and those grannies that you are helping to feed. This is another flavor of love. So, Cynthia, what you want to get into is be like spreading love wherever you go and get into that pure, radiant heart space, bringing love out into the world. Now, it's not easy. There's a lot of crap out there to hate. There is a lot of crap out there to hate. So it doesn't mean you have to go that far. I mean, if you can, that's amazing. But you can focus on the spaces and the people and the animals and the trees and the beautiful world that we live in and send it love. That will clean your pipeline. That will do it. If you start finding things to focus on and focus that pure love on them, it's going to be amazing. All right. Next, the world card. All right. This is the card about the biggest dreams and desires. So it goes along with that Eight of Swords that we saw earlier. The world card is about visioning your biggest dreams and your desires, putting them out there and seeing them come to fruition. That's what the world card is. It's saying to you, Cynthia, dream bigger, dream bigger, dream the biggest about this, like what it could possibly be. Put it out there. Be bold with your dreaming. Be big with your dreaming. Oh, my kitty cats are in here. Hi, you guys. They're hungry. Now, after you do that, fresh thinking, Page of Swords, fresh thinking. And what do we have following that? The Fool card, openness. Again, we're getting it there. So it's a reminder of like, be fresh. Don't have any preconceived notions. Be willing to go out there and try, and also trust in the process. Again, everything that we've been talking about today, it's a theme today, which is about getting out of limitations and getting into trust. So you're absolutely right. That is the theme. Absolutely the theme. Okay. Cynthia says, no, you're okay. I put in a 5-card reading too. Thank you, Cynthia, for being so patient. Cynthia says, I actually did a mission statement for this project last night. Exactly. This is what's going to get your compass calibrated again. So you know why you're doing this. It will give you energy. It will give you that energy that a knight needs to accomplish the goal. You can't go in half-heartedly. If you have a quest, you have to go in all in. And so you have a quest here, and that quest is a loving quest. I think you really do bring love to all of this. And so you can do it. Yeah. Yes, heart healing meditation, says Cynthia. Do that meditation to get into your space where you send the world love. You send love out into the world. You know what would be a great exercise? You guys are so, here's that meditation for anyone that doesn't have it. Love which put it there. So let me tell you guys something that I learned from my wonderful, really very spiritual friend of mine. I was having problems singing, right? I was feeling like self-conscious about singing, and then because I was self-conscious, my voice would get very tight, and my throat would get tight, and then the noises that would come out weren't very nice. It was not a good thing. And she said to me the most profound thing that I have carried with me as an exercise of all kinds. It's a spiritual exercise. She said to me, sit in your room and I want you to picture someone in anywhere in the world. Imagine a person. You can imagine a woman giving birth in Africa. You can imagine an old person in China who is dying, who's coming to the end of their life. You can imagine the little baby being born or the little child, right? And to picture that person, because those things are happening. There's women giving birth, there's people dying, there's kids that are experiencing good things and bad things. So we can picture this person. But if you picture a person who is needing our energy, then sing with the vibration that you're singing to that person, and that your song is going to provide some relief, that your song is going to be like holding that person's hand. Now, you don't have to sing. You can just do the visualization part. But you don't even have to visualize. All you have to do is go look at the pictures that Yvonne posts of these beautiful seniors, and then send them a prayer, send them energy, sing for them, or send them a beautiful wish that they have a happy birthday or a peaceful day or a peaceful night, or something magical happens to them. This kind of wishing or intentional work is exactly what will open you up, just like it will open up your voice. Because what happens is it's one way. They don't know that you're sending that positive energy to them. They don't even need to know that you're sending that positive energy to them. But when you do, they are receiving that energy. So if they're having a hard day, this can maybe turn that day around. This is how you do magic. This is magic. But you're doing it like random acts of kindness. You know that saying, Yvonne, right? Random acts of kindness.
I don't know the saying, but I totally understand the meaning.
Yeah, that you are doing something nice with no expectation of any, you're not doing this because I'm going to get something out of it. You're just doing something nice out in the world to shift the energy of the world. Do that random act of kindness, even within your own room. You can sit and you can picture a person, or you can look at a picture of a person. And one of the things that I say, I do something for Ukraine every day. Look at a picture of someone in Ukraine and send them some loving energy. Send them some Reiki. Say a prayer for them. Picture them surrounded by light or protection, right? Can you do that? Yes. Does it take any money? No. Does it take any time? Couple of minutes? That's all you need to do, right? And you've done something amazing. So I really feel like that is what this is about, when we start to spread love in the world. So I think, Cynthia, you've got so much love to give. You are such a dynamic, wonderful, positive person. It's like you've got so much to give. Let's give that love, because it's not like, if you notice, it's a little fountain in the Ace of Cups. There's water. It's a never ending fountain. It's not like we only have a limited supply of love and we have to reserve it for a rainy day. No, we can give love, and we can give love, and that well will always fill up again. That fountain will always fill up again. So whether it is going out and buying groceries and distributing them to seniors, or if it's buying a reading so that we can purchase food to buy that food for seniors and Yvonne can deliver it, or whatever it is, do it with love. Do it with love. That's why we're here. I haven't had dinner yet. My cats haven't had dinner yet. I'm making a little bit of a sacrifice, not big sacrifice, right? But it's a little sacrifice. Why? Because I love lots of layers. I love Yvonne. I love Ukraine. And I love these beautiful seniors. And I love all of you. And I want you, hey, you know what I could do? I could do a reading for someone, one person, and donate that money to Yvonne every week. I could do that. Sure, I could do that. But that doesn't involve everybody. It doesn't share the love. It doesn't get this information out there. So this is why I do this, because I love you guys and I want to be able for you guys to have readings, super cheap reading, $10 for a reading, right? That's a real bargain price. And I want you to have the readings. I want the seniors to have the groceries. And so I do this thing out of love. I could do a lot of things. I could do a lot of different things, but I do this out of love, right? That's what I'm saying. There's a reason for these things. And when you start and lead with the heart, you can never go wrong. If you lead with love, you can never go wrong, right? Oh, John Paul says, Maria is so beautiful. I sent her a big birthday spiritual hug on celebrating 94 years young. So that's sweet. John Paul, and all kinds of cute birthday emojis. You're adorable. Thank you so much, John Paul. Thank you so much, Cynthia. So I feel like your stuff, Cynthia, is just infuse it with love. Infuse it with love. That's it. And trust it. Trust it all. When you lead with love, that's when magic happens. It really is. It's the thing we have to work on all the time. Believe me, I can hate with the best. I got a lot of hate in me too, but I tried, I reserve it for very special, you know who over in Moscow, or that other guy down in Florida here. That's where my hate goes. So anyway, all right. So let's do Love Witch. Love Witch. Oh, Soul Power Tarot and Coaching. Hello, great to see you. Okay, Love Witch, what's your question? Did you put your question in Venmo? Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you so much. Oh, okay. Yes, Love Witch has a question. What do I need to know now that I have an idea for my new book? All right, let's see. So Love Witch is an amazing writer, and Love Witch is also hasn't been writing for a while, but now got all of a sudden inspired again. So let's see. I love that question. It's a good one. Thank you, Love Witch. You are the best. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Let's see what we got here. Oh, this is our love fest today. Love this. King of Cups. Well, I know the Love Witch very well, and I know that you're also a Scorpio. See, I have a lot of Scorpios in my life. Yvonne, the Love Witch, right? So King of Cups energy is amazing. Again, emotions, heart, psychic abilities, spirituality, and the King tells you something very special. You are so ready for this book. When we get to King energy, you look at Page, Knight, Queen, King. When we get to King, you get to someone who has reached the pinnacle of skill. So what I'm saying, we can always do better, but what this is saying to you, Love Witch, is that you have everything that you need to succeed in this. You are well versed in writing, and you are really ready to write this book. Really ready to commit to this book as well. Oftentimes the King energy is commitment energy. And so this is the idea that you are committed to this book, but you have the spiritual skills at a high level to be able to do this book. Again, we're looking at Cups energy. We're talking about love. We're talking about spirituality. So infuse it with love. I would say even, if you wanted to do magic around this, Love Witch, you could do a potion, water, right? When we work with potions, we're working with water, and we take that into our body. When we work with a potion, we take it into our body. So make a potion that's like a success potion. We do have a success potion, golden success potion that you could use for that. So you get that in your next order, Love Witch. We'll put some in there for you. So drink that golden success potion, which is beautiful. It's yellow because it has turmeric in it. So it's like now that gold energy and beautiful. So golden success is about fame, about your project having fame and recognition. but it's about embodying that, because when you drink a potion, you are literally drinking it out of a cup, a teacup with a heart on it. So as you're drinking that tea, put your energy, hold your hands over the tea, put your energy into that tea, and then drink it. When you do, you can say an affirmation as you're drinking it. I am a successful writer. My books do really well. The writing flows easily for me. I mean, you could put whatever intentions you want into that potion and then drink it, and it becomes a part of you. It becomes a part of you. Like, I cannot emphasize to you, I mean, there's so many different kinds of magic, but potion magic, when we do want to do inner work and we want to transform and we want to embody our magic, is the best thing you can do. Because imagine this, you put the intention on that potion, you get your golden success potion. I'm going to be a successful writer. I am a successful writer. My book does really well. This elevates me in ways that feel good to me. That's a great incantation. Now you drink that, then it goes into your body, and guess what? It becomes part of every cell of your body. Then you are success or love or prosperity or protection or whatever you're infusing that potion with. You guys, I know I don't talk about this enough, but potions are amazing magic. Everyone thinks, oh, it's just a cup of tea. No, it's not just a cup of tea. You are using herbs that support that intention. You're putting your intention and personal intention on top of that, and then you're drinking it. It becomes a part of you. So I think that would be wonderful for you. This is really saying you're ready to do this high level spiritual work. You're ready to be a leader, a spiritual leader. And this book is going to be successful. I love that. Do you like that answer? I hope you do. Oh, Soul Power Tarot and Coaching just donated $50. Thank you so much. So we're going to have, okay, so what do I need to know about my finances for my highest good? Okay. Let me get to that. Hold on just a second. Just a second. Goodness. When I type my password, I'm always like hitting the wrong buttons. Okay. All right. Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So we're going to look at that. Let me get back to my chat over here. Okay. So the question is, what do I need to know about my finances for my highest good? Okay. Also, Cynthia R says, I just developed a passion for private practice in craniosacral therapy. I loved craniosacral therapy. I've had it before. It's really great. What's the future, my prospects for this? All right, we'll look at that too. But first we're going to look at Soul Tower Tarot Coaching. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right, so let's take a look. Fariel, right? Let's see, Fariel. Okay, so Fariel's question.
I have to tell that it's also very early for Fariel because she lives in England.
Oh, that's right. That's
it's
right.
5 a.m.
Oh my gosh. It's a little bit later. I think it's a couple hours later than you, maybe.
No, they are. So if I have 7, they have 5.
Oh my God. Ariel, it is really early. Wow. Okay. I know the time zones always like mess me up. I can never remember which way it goes. Okay. So let's take a look. Thank you for waking up early, Fariel. Okay. All right. What do I need to know about my finances for my highest good? All right, let's take a look. Okay. Great. All right. So here's what I see. I see that there have been in the past some kind of financial ups and downs. Let's just say that. When I look at this card, the Five of Cups, the Five of Cups is looking back at the past, at maybe mistakes that were made or regrets that you have about something in the past. That can show up with finances and money for sure. Sometimes we can say, oh, why did I buy that thing? Or why did I spend that thing? Or why did I do that thing? Right. So I think that maybe there's a ruminating quality to that, that you're looking at something from your past and it's like you're putting a lot of energy and focus. Remember that the past is done. You only have right now. The future, the past is history, the future is a mystery, and we only have the present, and that's what our gift is. That's a terrible way. I just ruined that whole saying. The present is a gift, and that's why it's called the present. That's what I'm supposed to say. So we have a gift, which is right now. So if you're looking at the past or things that are looking at the past or things that I wish I'd done this different or that different, we can learn from it for sure. We can learn from it, but we shouldn't be beating ourselves up about the past and choices that we made in the past. We might have made that choice with good intention, but now you're in the present and now you have to focus on these two cups over here. So instead of looking at the past cups, look toward the future cups. Like, what can you do now in the present that's going to bring a better financial future for you? I do see that Five of Swords, different strategies, new strategies. This is what's going to bring a good financial future to you. So if you have a habit of doing something that has not been good, it's now time to change. Maybe you already made that change. Maybe you're looking at your finances in a new way or doing something different than what you did before. And that's what you want to focus on, is making that transformation, making that new strategy about money and about finances and abundance. I also see that there's some confusion. Five of Wands represents this idea that there's like, maybe you're being pulled in a lot of different directions, or you're getting a lot of different advice around money. So this is like, I'm getting lots of, this one tells me to do this, or this one tells me to do that, and now I don't know what to do. So I think that there's something about this that it feels like energetically, like there's some challenges, but they're not insurmountable challenges. But main thing is not to look back at the past, to look forward to the future. Do new strategies. If something doesn't work, don't keep doing that same thing that doesn't work. Do something new. It could be trying something new financially. It might be like keeping a budget, or looking at other opportunities or things like that. But try something new. Even if you're getting lots of advice and you're getting a little confused, pick the one that you feel energized by, that you feel passionate about, that feels like it's right on the money, and that's the one you want to start with. Try it out. If it doesn't work, try something else, and so on. That's the method. That's the entrepreneurial method. And so that can really open up things for you. Now, Knight of Wands. Oh, once we start to do all that, then we start moving forward. Knight of Wands is moving forward with passion, purpose, energy, and enthusiasm, and optimism. It means, Knight of Wands is a guy who's traveling in Egypt. You see those pyramids in the background. Now, that represents the fire, desert fire, and all of that, but it also represents this idea of going out of your comfort zone, right? This knight isn't from Egypt. He's visiting Egypt. And what that talks about is this idea that you can get out of your comfort zone, go into new areas, explore new areas. So when I think about this idea of like your finances, explore new things. Exploring new things can be learning about them, looking at them, trying them out. And when you do those new things, those new strategies, you're going to hit on one that really is going to work for you and work really well for you. Temperance card. Temperance card is be patient with the finances. Once you try those new things, now we have to, I sometimes get with temperance card, this is a card of like, put the cake in the oven and let the cake bake. We don't need to be checking it 10 times every minute to be looking to see if the cake is done. That doesn't help the cake cook. So there's something about finances that has to have some time to transpire, but you will transpire, you will get there. And what I think is that it's getting rid of these old patterns and starting something new, and starting something and trying new things that's going to get you getting out of your comfort zone. That's what's going to get you into this financial abundance and openness. Now, that can be trying new things magically. It can be trying new things on a practical level, but trying new things and having and having not doing the same old thing and expecting a different result. Temperance card, be patient with the process. That's like, this is that thing we were talking about earlier in the tarot for kindness, when we were talking about putting something out there and like magically, and then waiting for that to develop. I talked about an opportunity that is coming my way that I put the vision for it 5 years ago. And I had no inkling that it would happen. It was a big dream and a big vision, and now it's starting to come to fruition. So it happens when you put the cake in the oven and you let the cake bake. And so I think there's something about this. You don't have to do a lot of action, although the Knight of Wands is an active knight. I mean, he's going out of his comfort zone and doing things, but they're doing things from a place of passion. It's a place of enthusiasm, optimism, and desire to do it. And then you will have your magic recipe for that financial abundance. So I love that. Oh yes. So Feriel saying, yes, the Five of Wands is so me. I am a single and I wear many hats at the moment. So I've been getting very overwhelmed. Yeah. I mean, I think that this can be a lot of different directions. As sometimes when we see this card show up, and Feriel, this may make sense to you. It's about getting focused, right? Like the antidote to this card, see the butterflies are kind of all going in different directions and they're playing around with those sticks, but nobody's really focused. They're not really working together as a unit. And what we want to see is the Eight of Wands, which is that card of everything flying in the same direction, much more focused energy. So like, I do realize that you have a lot of hats and you've got a lot of irons in the fire and there's a lot going on. Here's our Eight of Wands. So you can see the difference between these two. See the kind of like confusion that's over here. And this is like everybody's, those staffs are flying through the air in unison. And so we have this energy that we want to get into this. So it's being, let's make sure everything's going toward the same goal. Let's make sure everything's going to that goal of financial abundance. I think that can be, it will make sense to you as you start to do it. Like you might be doing this, that, and the other, but they should all be moving toward the same goal, which is that abundance and prosperity and so on. So, yeah, I could tell it was me. My first name is Egyptian. Oh my gosh. So our little Knight of Wands with the Egypt in the background. And it means elegant in Egyptian Arabic. I love that. Yes, I'm trying to go deeper with my spiritual work, something in my spiritual work. Yes. So I think that this is can be really, really good. And I think the Temperance card is like that lovely card that tells us that things have to bake. You know what I mean? Like if we put a cake in the oven, it takes 20 or 30 minutes before that cake is done, right? We don't put it in the oven and look at it after 2 minutes. So do those manifestations and then like just sort of put them out of your mind and start working on something else. And then they just do the work on their own. These intentions do the work on their own. You know what's such a great tool? I'm going to recommend this tool for you. Feriel, this would be such a great tool for you, is to start working with a gratitude journal. And I make this a recommendation, not to everyone, but certainly it pops up frequently. Because it works. And there's a certain thing about this that works. So if you can imagine, like you need a little journal, you need a little book. I have a video up about this, but if you can imagine this was a little book, right? And if I were to write 2 pages every day, on the first page, I write all the things that are in my life that are that I appreciate and that I'm grateful for. Oh, I love that I have a roof over my head. I love my beautiful kids. I love my amazing clients. I love that I'm able to help seniors in Ukraine with my friend Yvonne, or whatever. You can write about things that are happening in your life. Then on the second page, write gratitude intentions. Gratitude intentions are things that are not here yet, but that you want, but you're going to write about them as if they are already here. So on this page, you might write, I love that I signed that six-figure contract, or I love that my business is growing and I'm making $1 million a year, or whatever it is. You write about those things as if they're already here, but they're not here yet, but you write as if they are. If you do this as a daily practice and you write 2 pages every day, this becomes quite valuable because number one, you're setting an intention of, you're already doing optimistic work by looking at all the things to appreciate in your life right now. But this is the valuable side, because after you do this for a while, you can go back and you can look at that page, that things that weren't here, and you will find that you have manifested those things. I have done gratitude work for years, and I go back and I look at those gratitude journals from 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've done that. I've accomplished that. That came to me. That came to me. You'll find things that come quickly in a week or a month, and you'll find things that take years to come. But when you go back and look at them, you'll go, oh my gosh, that's right. I wished for that at one time, and now it's here. And that kind of work can be very, very powerful for bringing focus, to bring more optimism, and to also project out there what it is that you want. So instead of thinking small, you're thinking expansively and you're thinking big. So that was great. And I meant magic and spiritual work. Yes. Oh, thank you, Love Witch, for putting the gratitude journal video up. It's a YouTube video, and Love Witch just put it up in the chat. Yes, Ferial, start a gratitude journal. And I used to do one and I got off track. Get back on it again. That's wonderful. And it's amazing work, and it will help. I think that will help bring that focus that is happening with Five of Wands. I think it'll help bring that focus in. Thank you so much, Love Witch, for giving that link. And thank you so much, Ferial, for donating. My goodness. So, all right. So we had 5 there. So we had 5, 10.
200. Exactly. 5 grannies.
Wonderful. We're going to help 5 grannies today.
But there will be more, because I've got some other donations. So
Wonderful.
The total result will be good.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. It's 9 o'clock here. It's now 7 o'clock there, right?
It's my time to bring Danny to school, because I am the only one who can do this today, and then I have to go to the doctor.
Oh,
and, yeah.
Work on that toe. Let's vision Yvonne's toe getting better. Oh my gosh, you guys, thank you so much. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So we're going to donate. I'll send you that money. And Yvonne, what happened last time? You just need to say, hey, it didn't go through. I forgot to press the last button. And he was like calling me. And I'm like, why is Yvonne calling me? I'm at a conference. I couldn't talk. So just say, hey, the money didn't go through, and I'll send it. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us here. Thank you so much to the Love Witch for assisting. I want to say special thank you to Adrija, to Cynthia G, to John Paul, to the Love Witch, to Cynthia R, and to Ferial for donating. We are feeding 4 grannies this week. This is amazing. We can always do more. Is it 4 or 5? 5 grannies this week. This is wonderful. 5, yeah. So I'll send you that money right away so that you can go buy groceries today. I hope your toe feels better. Thanks to all of you guys. Thank you to wonderful Love Witch for helping me with the chat. This is like, you are my right hand, really, you are. And thank you to Yvonne for going and doing this beautiful work of feeding seniors in Ukraine who are suffering with this horrible invasion and all that it entails. Thank you so much for doing that. And I send you guys all lots and lots of love and magic. Anything you want to say, Yvonne? I did a lot of talking this time.
Actually, I am not feeling very good today. So let it be that you are the main speaker today.
Okay.
I
Thank you.
I don't have too much imagination right now because I most likely have a temperature and
Oh.
yeah. But anyway, we will do everything, no worries, and you will see the beautiful update today.
Oh my gosh. Yes. So go follow Yvonne on the socials so that you can see the people that you have helped with your wonderful and generous donations. Thank you so much, you guys. Okay, I'm going to feed myself and my cats. My kids probably already fed themselves because they're in their 20s and they know how to feed themselves. So I will go have my dinner and my little kitty cats will have their dinner unless somebody fed them. I don't know. Did you guys get fed? Did you get fed? Thank you so much, Yvonne. Tell your family I said hello. Tell those beautiful grannies we said hello and we send our love and we're thinking of them and sending them so much love. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much for the beautiful beginning of the day. Good night to United States. Good morning to England.
Yes. And we'll see you next week, everybody. We'll be here at the same time, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. We'll be here again next Wednesday. Please tell your friends, join us, share the video, like the video, put a thumbs up, subscribe, do all those things. That really helps. We want to get more people in here and more tarot readings would be a wonderful thing. All right. Have a beautiful day, Yvonne. All right. Bye,
Goodbye.
everyone. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.